What's going on, guys? Rockleeac here, bringing you guys a deck profile on my undefeated blue-red baby deck. Say what? Yeah, that's right. Baby is bringing it to you guys, the machine mutant himself. He's a crazy in this meta, and I'll tell you why. He has a lot of tools that himself that could take down a lot of meta decks, especially the storm decks, which I primarily made this to counter against, and it has done its work so far. I have played against 2 storm decks, SS3 Apes, and a SS3 blue-red variant, and got them all in that one because of the tools that Baby and the good cards that blue and red has. So, let's go ahead and shoot straight for the deck profile. Baby, this is a machine mutant. Basically, when this card attacks a leader card, you draw a card. So even on your unawakened side, you could still get card advantage. When your life is 4 or less, you may choose up to 2 energy, switch them to active mode, and flip this card over, which is very important. You want to have energy to defend against storm decks, aggro decks, and be able to awaken at an optimal time. On the flip side, Rampaging Great Ape Baby turns into this monkey. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose one of your battle cards and one of your opponent's battle cards, and they both lose 10k power for the duration of the turn. So this in itself is a killer of, again, those key cards that Storm has. So if they have Bardock, if they have Goten, they're going to die. Of course, Baby has been known to not do well against barrier cards. So obviously not every card in here will kill barrier. You know, you have sideboard stuff for that. But anyways, let's go ahead. It's a blue-red variant. Let's see what kind of spice I got going on. So let's start off with the super combos. Super combos, we have 4 Handy Giru. He's just a nice machine mutant, you know, trait, combo, 10k, draw. That's part of the plan right there. Next are the Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Gokus. This is like another mini combo, 10k, draw for 1 energy, tap. Another way to kind of push for game. Very aggressive. I like it a lot, and it just helps with the draw power. Next are your negates. I'm running 4 Whis Coercion. You want to keep some of your energy open just in case you want to combo over like a 10k, or again, just to be able to use your other blue cards. Whis Coercion is one of the best negates in the game, probably top 3, and it's still seen in a lot of decks, and it does a lot of work. The other negates that I run is 3 Unending Awakenings. What's nice about this is it's another negate. Then choose up to one of your red Saiyan leader cards, which Baby actually gains that trait on the other side. Grade 8 Saiyan. Grade 8 and then slash Saiyan. Leader cards, and it gains plus 5k for the duration turn. So it's like a mini Senzu Bean. So you negate the first attack, and then it's going to gain Senzu Bean on top of that. So that's amazing. Again, these aggro decks are going to awaken you pretty much on turn 1, if not by turn 2. So you have the access to awaken, have some energy open, and then negate, and then so that they're going to have a harder time you know, staving off those attacks. So I run 3. I didn't run 4 just because you're not going to really use the most. You're not going to use the effect until like he flips on the other turn. So it's just a blank negate if you use it on the unawakened. Next, another defense card is Senzu Bean. In this kind of meta, one of the main reasons why I splashed a blue in this baby deck is simply because of Senzu Bean. Senzu Bean is a lifesaver. It could prevent all those aggro decks from swinging, even against like veggie decks, because there's still like SS3 veggie decks running around randomly. But this is the main card that you want to use and kind of mill for, or kind of look for in the beginning for your opening hand. Senzu Beans, amazing card, just in general, or even if you want to go aggro. If you want to swing. But another incredible card that is solely made for Baby is Revenge Death Ball. It's probably one of the best cards you could use against like Storm. Revenge Death Ball says activate battle. If your leader card is a red baby, it gains plus 10k power for the duration of the battle. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it loses 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. This card is incredible. So when your opponent is swinging, they, you know, swing with either Bardock or their leader, mostly not their leader, but say like Bardock or their Goten. And then if they want to combo, say like they combo Trunks to untap, and then maybe like another card, if they're awakened, maybe they want to use one of their super combos or whatever. Combos don't count until the very end of each player's turn. So when you play Revenge Death Ball, and if they swing with you know, Bardock or Goten, that 15k power is going to apply to their base power, and they're gonna die. Regardless, because combos don't add. So even if they pump up to 30k, 40k, 50k, you play Revenge Death Ball, and they're pretty much done. So it's like a Senzu Bean Killer Revenge type of card, hence why it's called Revenge, because it has that built-in mechanic almost. So this kills even like Veggie Package, even like the Kabas, or the Kales and stuff, and Cleeflas. Like it just stops them dead in the tracks. So Revenge Death Ball, probably one of the best named cards, specific name cards in the game. Just because, again, it serves as like another 10k boost. So even if you don't use it to kill another battle card, just to get an extra 10k out of it, like if you don't have you know, any other 10k cards in your hand, it still serves its purpose. Very good card. Another card is 2 Group Leader Pilaf. This card is very spicy. It's been seen in a lot of like tech decks lately, just because it has a counter battle card attack. So what this card basically does is you play this card, so you counter the attack, then choose one keyword skill of an attacking card, and negate it for the duration of the turn. So attacking card, it could be swap, it could be double strike, things of that nature, so that when your opponent swings with Bardock, you counter with Pilaf, they don't get the swap mechanic. So it stays there. Whether that's good or bad is optional, because they could always flute back, but he's there to kind of just be as like another defense in case they don't have Senzu Beans or Avenge Death Ball or whatnot, or negates or whatever. But also I need blue, so he also is another blue card if I just want to charge it for energy. Or use it as combo power, because I run a lot of extra cards and, you know, I needed combo power. So Pilaf, amazing, and then I teched in 1 Vow Revenge. It's there if I need it. It's a good card. It's a 0 cost, so I'm not wasting anything energy-wise. Activate main. If your leader card is a red machine mutant, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it loses 15k for the duration of the turn. Against like the mirror deck, like SS3 blue red, killing their Gohans is amazing. If they're gonna drop down to, you know, 4 cards to draw, you just play Vow Revenge and it just instantly kills them. And again, this is mainly against like the Storm decks. If I don't have a way to kill certain cards, if they have a Goten on board, or if they're trying to protect something, minus 15k is huge. So this is basically using the first couple turns. Otherwise, you know, against other decks like Vegitos, Bergamos, SS3 Goku turn 6, like those this doesn't really matter. So that's why I only run 1. But it's a tech card. It's very spicy, and it's one of the few that also is like a named baby card. All right, onto the battle cards. I run 4 intensifying power Trunks. Main reason is obviously Self-Awakening, but I usually never drop him against like a Storm deck or a super aggro deck, because they're just gonna kill you anyway. So you're really not gonna use this card. But against most decks, like a mid to late game deck, or like a stall deck, like Mono Blue or something like that, it says intensifying power Trunks is needed. Especially when you're starting off with just 4 energy. So he's there. He's basically there to go into Chain Attack. Chain Attack Trunks is one of the more popular like themed card combos in the game. just being able to play him, or even just evolving for 2, is just nasty. Chain attack Zeno in specific. What makes like blue-red very powerful is the ability to go into chain attack Zeno, resetting the board, and capitalizing from there. Depending on what deck you're going against, you know, it could really work on your favor. If your opponent has like a huge board or something like that, you could just reset it and go from there. Specifically against Apes, this happened against Apes. Fortunately, they didn't have like a march or anything like that to recover, so that was basically a win game from there. When they had 4 Apes on board, you play chain attack Zeno, and then you swing with aggressive cards like Senzu, Unbreakable, and then some of the later cards that I'll show you. But yeah, you got the Trunks Zeno package, which is obviously very, very powerful. So you have to max out those copies. Next, I run 4 Burst Attacks on Gohans. You could cut this down to 3. It's just that depending on, like, again, like an aggressive deck, you're going to want to use certain cards out of your hand, so you might not have a big hand when Storm goes all in, because you want to protect your life. So Burst Attacks on Gohan's like another great card. You know, he could be put in play by Chain Attack Trunks. Just the ability to draw 2 after your card's low is a super strong ability. And you know, card advantage is key, especially against majority of matchups. So very powerful. Another strong card that I like to max out on is Foreseeing Hits. He's like one of the closers of the game, if not the main closer. If you chain attack Zeno and then you go into a Foreseeing Hit, I mean, it's pretty much game. You're getting rid of like whatever's in their hand, and then you're just swinging for a double strike. On top of that, you have like Baby. Depending on the board state, Baby could like kill stuff too on the board, but Foreseeing Hit gets rid of those problem cards. And then another finisher for the deck is 3 at all costs Vegeta. This is kind of my personal tech. I like Vegeta a lot. He's just very spicy, has a lot of flavor to him, and he's another blue to kind of maximize my blue. I think I run 16 blues in here, and not every time I'll be using Vegeta, obviously. I usually don't use Vegeta in like a Storm matchup because you're less likely to see it and kill your opponent on turn, you know, 3 or 4. But if I do happen to go against you know, certain stall decks or whatever, this has the ability to pop cards. So let's read this card real quick. When you play this card, draw a card, then choose up to 1 your energy and switch it active mode, which is really important for Baby. You're going to want to, again, maximize your resources. Activate main once per turn. Choose 2 of your 2 cards in your life and add them to your hand. This card gains plus 3k power for the duration of the turn for each energy you have. Then if you have 5 or more energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and this card gains triple strike. So yeah, it gets pumped up. I usually don't cast them until like turn 5, so I could use that extra the battle card effect. But the triple strike is really key. It goes in for the kill, and then when you have 5 energy, that's 15k added to Vegeta, 3,000 for every energy you have, and then you know, he's 35k, and then whatever added you know, combos that you put on him. Very good card. I like him a lot. He just surprises a lot of people. And again, he's only a 5k combo, so I don't have to use all my energy, because with Baby, again, you're not really untapping too many cards. You're not like SS3 where you always have 3 energy open, so you're gonna need to use your resources and your mana very carefully, and kind of you got to think a little bit ahead at what your opponent's gonna play and what you're gonna negate and what you're gonna use to cost. And then the last 2 cards for the deck is 2 Scientist Fu. I think it's the best overall card in the game. Next, like, well, a lot of the Fus are pretty good. But in this meta, Fu is just so good. Being able to swing for 25k, double strike, drawing 2. I mean, that's just so much card advantage right there. Just by paying 1 mana, sending 7 cards to the warp. It's just too strong. And in this deck, in certain times, you should have enough cards to at least play this once per game. So food definitely can save you. You know, you have cards like Foreseeing Hit. You know, on turn, if you have 5 mana, you know, you just have Foreseeing Hit. Get rid of the problem cards, try to go all in, and then if not, Science Food could just finish day. Let's go ahead with my sideboard. I actually do have a sideboard for this deck. Again, sideboards are pretty much different according to your meta, but we already know the meta right now, which is just Storm decks, SS3 decks, Apes and stuff. So let's start off with 3 Time Control Cronoa. Cronoa is you're out against Shigesh, but it's also a nice draw card. So depending on what deck I'm going to get, go against, obviously, any yellow leader who could use Shigesh, put it in. I also have 3 more Vow of Revenge. This is against a lot of like weenie decks. Again, if I'm going against like a Veggies, Guinea Veggies was one of the hardest matchups for me back in the day. I just always lost to it. It was just so overwhelming, and I never played cards to really wipe the board or anything like that. So Vow of Revenge is kind of like the Revenge Death Ball, where you're just killing stuff for free. And if you get rid of their key cards, whether that's Storm or Veggies, it's just super powerful. Next is 3 Mafuba. This is mainly against like the blue, mono blue matchups, blue green, blue red decks that run like Vegito, Bergamo, U7 Frieza, stuff like that. It's needed. I almost always side this in against certain matchups. I just get rid of whatever cards I don't need. If they have a lot of barrier cards, then I swap out stuff like Vow of Revenge or things that say choose. So Mafuba is always a great card. It's probably one of the better negates too in the game, next to like Flying Nimbus. So it just does a lot of work. Next is 3 Terror Assault Frost. This is like the killer of Vegito and Bergamo. Basically, when this card attacks a battle card, KO that card after the battle. Then if your opponent's leader card has 10,000 or less power, inflicting 1 damage. Not going to really do too much, but the main thing is that you're going to kill a battle card regardless. So you're swinging, the Bergamo's being pumped up, you just Terror Frost them away. Any card really essentially that's giving you a hard time, if you happen to negate or survive like the Universe 7 cards or whatever, and then Terror Frosting them after is just so good. So it's very powerful. These 2 are really what I side in against those SS3 decks that have Vegitos and stuff running around. I also ran 2 Dragon Fist SS3 Son Goku. If I need another way to finish stuff, like if I didn't like at all cost Vegetas, or again if I needed more battle cards instead of like if they have a lot of barrier stuff, mostly barrier like Annalisa combo or something like that, or Piccolo, stuff that's really hard to get rid of. And if my Frost isn't enough, then Dragon Fist comes into play. He has barrier himself, and when this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier and return to its owner's hand, then choose 2 energy and switch them reactive mode. So yeah, against like stuff like Annalisa, like I just hate like that effect is so strong. So being able to bounce that card back and then being able to not worry about losing cards from your hand from there is extremely strong. So I run 2, and then another card against I don't know, really like Storm or something like that, or Apes, or not Apes, but Veggies. You see a theme pattern here. So like it's just really strong, just in case you're going against stuff that you want to like get rid of, like little small cards. A lot of small blockers like Roshi, or somebody's running like Golden Frieza stuff, like Goldos and stuff. But anyways, that's my deck. I hope you like it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make it to the Ohio Regionals next week. I've only been to 1 Regionals, which I'm really sad about, and I really only got to experience the OP season fully like once, and that sucks because it's not that locals are bad, but it could get kind of stale sometimes, and you really want to test your your skills and everything at a high regional event. And it just sucks that I'm not able to attend. So I'll actually be in Orlando, going to Disney World, going to have some fun there. Unfortunately, it happened to be at the same time during the regionals, but that happens, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to attend any other future regionals. So for past year and a half or so, unfortunately I was only able to go to one, so that's all right. I still will definitely try to make at least one large event. I definitely want to meet a lot of you guys and test a lot against you know, a lot of the top decks, and really just want I just like bringing like anti-meta decks, just decks that aren't really in the meta, and kind of show some spice from there. But thank you guys for all your support, everybody who's been supporting my page recently, whether that's for Naruto, CCG, or the Dragon Ball Super game. We basically play out in Kenosha, temporarily at Not Your Parents' Basement down in Racine, which has like a pretty dope setup. Otherwise, Mindsight Gaming also, who's going to be moving into another location soon, so that's going to be exciting. And also down in Gurnee, Illinois, there's a Gamers World down there that we also meet up there too as well and play test. So shout outs to them. They're basically the home of our locals and whatnot. But thank you guys again. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this deck feels to you. I think the blue-red variant of Baby is very, very strong. There's obviously some certain cards that you could run in here. I don't think really flutes are necessary in this deck. I think I have just too many extra cards. You know, I run a lot of negates. I run Revenge Death Ball, Senzu Beans, Bow Revenge. So I didn't want to have so much negates in this, or so many extra cards in here. But you could definitely try it. But I definitely prepared this for like post September 21st, where flutes are pretty much limited to one. You could try one if you want, but you're really not going to flute too much unless it's against your opponent, because you're mostly running just trunks in this deck. But it can work with like Time Chrono or whatever, just keep drawing. But yeah, tell me how you guys think you know, this deck is. Test it out, run it, see what you like. There's certain combinations. I didn't like the Baby package, where you could just what was that, Union absorb into Baby. I thought that was just too predictable, and it doesn't do enough. And I'd rather have some tech cards against you know, those storm decks and whatever. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your feedback, and rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for all your love and support, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace out.